Hi everyone! Today I'm going to share with you a cool arm movement, double windmill. And it looks like this. This is a big dynamic movement you can use with veils or wings, or fan veils, or even just on its own. Because it's so big and dramatic, I recommend using this movement sparingly in your songs so that you can get the maximum impact of this move. Before we get started, make sure you're warmed up in your shoulders as well as your torso and your hips. Even though this is an arm movement, we're actually using the whole body, so it's a whole body movement. In previous videos, I've shared the windmill arms 1 and 2, and I will link to those tutorials in the notes for this video. We have the first windmill, which is going front to back, and the second windmill, which is going back to front. In this double windmill, we're going to combine the front to back and back to front. What the arms are doing is that they're going from back to front and then front to back to front, and front to back, and centrally forming a figure 8 shape or an infinity sign that is parallel to the screen. So we'll go circling from back to front and change directions front to back. In order to change the direction of the arm, I'm taking my arm back to front. Instead of completing the circle to the front, I'm actually taking my arm and slicing off a part of the circle so that I can bring my arm straight back up and slice through the circle to the back. And across, and across, and across. So I'm drawing an X shape in the center and across. So let's try the other side. Taking from back to front, slice through, and sweep front to back, slice, and across, and across. And I'm drawing a figure 8 shape or an infinity sign that's parallel to the screen right here. Cross, and cross, and cross, and cross. You can either keep the arms rotated in slightly so you're slicing through with the blade of your hand and the outside edge of your hand, inside edge and outside edge. Or you can keep your arms rotated out, depends on what kind of prop you have or what kind of costume you're having. I prefer to just keep my arms rotated in. This tends to allow me to move a little bit more freely. For the double windmill arms, both arms are going to be drawing the figure 8 shape. But they're not going together like this, or they're not going together in the same direction. They're actually staggered like this, one after the other. The hardest part about this movement is coordination of the arms. So I like to remember it like this. Take one arm back to front, and slap my hip on the opposite side across my body, and the other arm up overhead and slap across on the other hip. The first arm circles to the back and slap my butt on the same side, and the other arm circles to the back and slap my butt on that same side. So again, across hip, and back butt on the same side, and butt on the same side. So go a little faster. And hip, hip, butt, butt, hip, hip, butt, butt. Now instead of placing, we're going to let the hand bounce off, and bounce off, and bounce, bounce. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Good. So gradually, we're going to speed this up, and you don't have to slap yourself anymore, and this becomes the double windmill arm. So it's a little bit silly, but this way you won't forget it. That was the basic construction of the movement. Now some nuances. When I do the double windmill arms, I'm not just facing the front like this. I'm actually turning my body from side to side. And I'm facing the side so you can see the maximum range of motion of my arms rotation. So in order to do so, you're actually using your torso. You're turning the torso from side to side, so your head actually looks from side to side. This way we're supporting the movement with our back and our torso, not just the shoulders. And if I want to make this movement even bigger, I actually pick up my back heel and rotate my body, entire body to the side. So using my whole body to do this movement. I might even add a little plie in the center to help me power this motion. This way I'm using my entire body to power the movement so that I can avoid straining my shoulders. You can start this movement leading with one arm or the other. We all have one side that works better than the other, so you can experiment and see what works better for you. This movement looks very nice with the fan veil. So with my fan veils closed, I'm going to sweep, sweep. It looks very nice. You can also open the fan. And finish out into a circle. To do this movement with the veil, I like to toss one side over my shoulder. This way the veil doesn't get caught in my face. And I sweep across with the veil in the front. You can also do this movement with the veil behind. Toss one over the shoulder and do it this way. This move is a little bit trickier to do with the wings, but I found that if I just take one side over my shoulder first, it becomes a little easier. I start at one side and the other, and I really have to use my entire body here, even with a little releve, to power this move, to be able to move the wings. And finish out with a circle. And back out. Okay, so give it a try. If you find a way to do this with any other props, please do let me know. I'd be very curious to see what you come up with. I just don't recommend doing this with the sword unless you're a trained professional and you can do it safely. So have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye!